In this video, we're going to show you how to correctly inspect wire ropes and keep them in good working order. All the methods we'll be using in this video can be found in the Equipment and Maintenance Standard, document EMS 905. Your supervisor should be able to provide you with a copy of this for a more detailed look at the procedures. All the techniques used are in accordance with International Standard ISO 4309, crane wire ropes, code for examination and discard. Checking your wire ropes is part of your weekly and monthly schedules, as discussed in the previous video, crane maintenance. Okay, so let's begin by looking at a typical wire rope. It'll help you to know how the rope has been made when trying to spot a problem, but be aware that there are a large variety of rope designs. A single wire looks like this. 6 single wires are wound around a core to make a strand. 7 strands wound together like this make up a rope. Wire rope may either have a left-hand lay or a right-hand lay. In many cases, it's very important that the correct type of wire rope is used, so make sure that you understand the difference. The center of the rope is called the core, and this could either be a wire strand core, a fiber rope, or a steel rope. Each type of core gives the rope different properties. For example, a fiber core will give the rope greater flexibility, so it's important that you know which type of rope you're dealing with in order to apply the correct inspection techniques. There are 4 main types of maintenance to be carried out on a wire rope, and these are cleaning the rope. Before the rope is lubricated, it should be cleaned to ensure adequate penetration from the lubricant. The most common way to do this is using the technique known as running through rags. This is a potentially hazardous procedure, and all aspects of this job must be discussed at a pre-job meeting and understood by everyone involved. The crane operator spools the rope slowly through rags, which are held by 2 personnel. This will clean the wire, and if there are any broken wires, they'll snag on the rags and be easy to find. Care must be taken that the rags are always applied to wire which is moving away from nearby spools or sheaves, and that hands, arms and clothing are kept well away from rotating sheaves. Removal of broken wires. Having found a broken wire, it can be removed by bending it backwards and forwards until it breaks off. Lubricating the rope. Lubricant can be applied with a wire rope lubricator, or if this is not available, a brush or spray can be used. The key factor in any form of lubrication is that the dressing penetrates the outer strands of the rope into the core, as this is where internal corrosion could begin. Non-destructive testing. A wire rope can be non-destructively tested by passing the rope through a strong magnetic field. Changes in the magnetic flux density show defects in the rope. This technique is used by specialized service companies to verify the rope condition as part of the annual inspection. The most common factors causing rope deterioration are wear. Wear can be due to many factors, including rope tension, number of sheaves, condition of the drum and sheaves, rates of acceleration or deceleration, inertia or momentum of the sheave, high fleet angle, rope-to-rope contact on drums, poor lubrication, contamination of the rope by dirt or abrasives. Wear can be determined either by measuring the rope's diameter or by inspecting visible wires. Internal deterioration. This will occur where the separate strands of the rope cross over and can be due to high rope tension, a reduction in the sheave to rope diameter ratio, inadequate lubrication, breakdown of the independent wire rope core, IWRC for short. Corrosion. Corrosion is often due to environmental conditions such as humidity, especially salt water. If the rope is not maintained, corrosion will occur. Corrosion in the outer layers of the rope is not difficult to spot, but internal corrosion may be far harder to assess. Abrasion. This can occur where the rope makes contact with either another rope, structures, or abrasive particles such as sandblast. Mechanical damage. This is caused if the rope is not correctly stored on the drum, or if it is displaced on the sheave or incorrectly spooled. Poor installation can also cause kinks in the wire. Heat or electrical damage. Heat damage can occur either by contact with a direct flame or by radiated heat. Electrical arcing during welding is the most common cause of electrical damage and may be extremely localized and therefore difficult to detect. Malformations, such as bird caging and kinks, occur in such situations as poor installation or shock loading. The rope loses its structural integrity and its strength is reduced. Rotation or cabling generally occurs when the wrong rope is used for the job. For example, when a rope with a right-hand lay is used when a left-hand lay rope is specified. Fatigue is described as the failure of individual wires due to either being bent, tensioned, or torsioned through a large number of cycles. Termination failures occur at the point where the rope is attached to the drum or to the dead end. This could be due to incorrect installation or poor maintenance. To correctly inspect your rope, you'll need to use the proper tools and equipment. These can be seen here. A pair of leather-faced gloves to protect your hands from the rope. T-needles or spikes. These allow for internal examination of the rope and can be carefully applied with a hammer. Clamps can also be used for internal inspection by applying them as you see here and then gently turning them to open the rope. The rope gauge is very useful for measuring the diameter of the rope. Sheaves also suffer wear, and this in turn will cause wear to the rope. The sheaves should be checked using a sheave gauge. A hand mirror is useful for examining areas of the rope that are difficult to access. Tom, I said the rope, not your hair. A torch can be used to see inside an opened wire rope. To clean the rope prior to inspections, you may have to use a solvent. Care must be taken not to flood the core of the rope with solvent, as this could remove internal lubricant. To clean the rope, a rag soaked in solvent should be sufficient. The Sedco Forex EMS 905 document sets out some standard inspection procedures, and we suggest that you stick to them. Firstly, the rope must be inspected out of tension. Before inspection, the rope must be cleaned. Inspect the rope over its entire length and give particular attention to its critical areas. The critical areas are 1. At all terminations or anchorage points. 2. At all sheaves and for 1 meter either side of the most common pickup points. 3. At drum crossover points and flanges. 4. At areas exposed to abnormal environmental conditions. Knowing the critical areas will come from understanding the operation and reeving of your crane. For each section of the rope, firstly observe the general appearance. Next, closely inspect the critical areas of the rope, checking diameter, broken wires, corrosion, and wear. Finally, inspect the inside of the rope where internal damage may have occurred. Having inspected your rope, you'll then need to know the criteria by which you decide to discard it. Unlike Tom, who isn't sure what he's throwing away. There are 9 key points by which you should decide to discard your rope, and they are: 1. The number of broken wires in a length equal to 10 times the rope's diameter. 2. Localized groups of visible broken wires. 3. Damage near the point of termination. 4. Core damage, typically indicated by an abrupt loss in diameter. 5. Wear. 6. Internal corrosion. 7. External corrosion. 8. Deformations. And finally, 9. Thermal damage. Okay, so let's say you've cleaned, inspected and repaired your wire rope. Now you must lubricate it before reuse. One method for lubrication is, as you can see here, making sure that you cover all the rope on the drum. This will mean covering every layer, so you'll have to boom down completely when lubricating the rope on your crane so as to reach the bottom layers. The rope should be lubricated as often as it needs it. After a while, you'll know when a rope needs lubricating. If you're working in particularly extreme weather conditions, then you'll need to make the appropriate adjustments to your inspection schedules. If your rope does need replacing, then you must use the correct procedure for ordering a new one. Your supervisor will inform you. Make sure the rope you're ordering is of the correct specification, such as left or right lay. As with other pieces of equipment, the rope should be certified and traceable. Well, that about completes our look at the care and use of wire rope. We hope everything was clear and that you now have a better understanding of how to inspect and treat your wire rope. Oh dear, it looks like Tom's got into a bit of a tangle. Remember, all the methods and techniques covered in this video are supported by the Sedco Forex document EMS 905, and you should read this for any further assistance. For now, goodbye and good luck.